Hey everyone. I know this was kind of last minute. I just got home from work and I wasn't going to go live tonight, but then I was thinking about it and I don't want to get really backed up in this case either. So I figured I would come on, even though there's others speaking live about this right now. I figured I'd come on here and just start going through the interview with his parents. So let's see. Share my screen. So again, this is from Plunder True Crime, and I bought this from her Patreon.
Sorry.
So the cops tell Stephen Stern's parents that he's been arrested.
How does he know the code to your code to the storage unit? Is it written down somewhere?
No. So I was thinking about that earlier. So there's another incident here. So I get a call from the storage unit 2 or 3 weeks ago telling me that they were running an audit of the units because there was going to be an inspection or something, and my unit wasn't properly locked. So
Okay.
the way it works is that you've got this slide mechanism, unlock it, and then from the hinge, and then you have to push it back and secure it in one of the 2 holes. And they said it wasn't properly locked, and they had flagged it, and I needed to get over there and fix it. So I went over there, opened it up, looked at it, everything's fine, and then locked it properly. And I'm gonna say maybe there's a 50-50 chance I did that, but I'm pretty anal about it. And so I don't know.
A 50-50 chance you did what? What do you mean?
Pardon?
A 50-50 chance you did what?
I may not have locked it properly, or maybe now that I'm aware that he possibly had a key to it, that he wouldn't have hit it.
Okay.
But nothing out of the ordinary.
Has he ever gone to the unit to help you with something and you gave
Oh, he's
him
helped me load it up, yeah.
Oh, okay. So he could have the code for that.
Maybe he observed me punch it in the code,
Okay.
which is pretty devious on his part.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
How long did it take you to get up here last night?
pretty good time.
When you say pretty good time.
There's no traffic.
So what
None on 75 and nothing on, so I think I got up here, I'm definitely under 3 hours, but I would say at least 2. Figure out where we were going to stay because had no idea. So we found the place out there off of Western Parkway. So I think I left around midnight and got up here 2:45-ish.
all right. Well,
I could pinpoint it exactly just by looking at what time.
That's all right. That was kind of just
just a ballpark because we don't go down to Northport at all. Well, so we've been all very, very straightforward with each other. You've inferred several times that you suspect there's more going on. We did do a release. Your son has been arrested for sexual battery.
What?
Your son was arrested for sexual battery. Essentially rape.
So this is when Stephen Stern's dad first finds out. So he goes down to the police station to go talk to the cops. I believe that's where they're at. And they tell him, so this is 2:28. Yesterday's interview that we went over was 2:27. That was with Stephen Stearns.
Okay. And that's where we're at with this investigation right now.
Obviously it wasn't Jen, but
so it's still active, so we won't get into the rhythm. But I mean, you've done this job before. I think you can reasonably infer where we're at.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why things are going to slow down a little bit.
I understand.
We're
Slow the
gonna,
pace down.
we're slowing the pace down just a little bit. In that regard, not necessarily in the regard of trying. Okay, so we're gonna be, executing a search warrant down there at the storage unit. There's no reason to break the lock. We're just gonna go take a look.
So you need me there with the key to let you in?
Not necessarily. They'll coordinate that, and we'll coordinate with the storage unit and get that done. So that's kind of where we're at, and I'm pretty sure Jen already knew that happened. So
Jen do what?
Jen does know, correct?
Yes, so
Jen knows that he's been arrested. Jen doesn't know anything about the incident itself.
She's a little more.
All right, so wait till you guys hear how Stefan's dad talks about Jen here. He very much so would like to take the blame off of his son.
More informed given that direct involvement, whether she chooses to share that with you or not.
Yeah, we're protected under law of disclosing victims' information. But we've had a long conversation, and all that.
Before you go, 'cause I don't know if the Kissimmee officer has your contact information, just so I can relay it. What is your phone number, Mr. Sims?
So they're just giving their phone number right now.
What I'm gonna do, is I'm gonna hand that to the lead detectives on the case.
So you say Kissimmee, so it's not,
Initially, we believed this was going to be a sheriff's office case, and at this point, it's not looking like it's going to be a sheriff. It's going to be a Kissimmee case. Now, we are heavily involved, which is why we're all here.
well, you got two issues you're dealing with here.
What's that?
You got the missing person that's in your jurisdiction, and then I guess the Kissimmee's handling.
I don't know why I can't get the screen right.
Correct. So we're going to continue to remain involved, and that's the semantics of it, of who's investigating. But that's why we're at the Orange County Sheriff's Office today, not the Kissimmee Police Department.
So will he be transported to Kissimmee or?
Eventually.
Yeah.
Eventually. So initially, he'll be at Orange County, and then eventually he'll go to Osceola.
Is there multiple counts?
Right now, there's only one count,
Okay.
but the investigation's still unfolding, so there could be more.
Getting out of here. What I would ask is that you remain available.
We're still trying to.
Take notice of how the dad and Stefan talk a lot alike.
Our first priority, and that's why we're try to elicit this cooperation from you. Understand there probably is a cost of your house down there, there's a cost of the storage unit. We just ask that you're available for it.
So if you're just coming in, hi and welcome. And we are just listening to Stephensterns' dad, Chris Stearns, find out the night after the interview we listened to last night. So he's finding out right now that Stefan's been arrested and what he's been arrested for. So he hasn't been arrested for unaliving her yet, but he has been arrested for the essay.
Are they interacting with Northport PD?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah. So one of our guys is going to get a bag, and he's going to drive down there and try to get this all facilitated within the next 24 hours.
Okay.
And Northport, I believe they were going to go talk to your wife and just make sure.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that
she
was
was there. Yeah, she was there.
Okay.
Well, they were there when I was talking to her. So.
All right.
Well, when you say available, you need to be here or just
No, I mean,
accessible?
accessible.
Oh,
Be
accessible.
available by phone.
Yeah.
We, as far as I know, we don't need you here for anything in Orange County. Obviously, I'm sure Jennifer needs you here, but that's up to you how you want to handle that.
Yeah.
I don't know if she has family locally, but
Jennifer has family locally, so we're trying to, I got to get her back to her car.
Right.
And is she free to go back to the townhouse?
I'm not sure if we're
here
still
shortly. She's not going to have
processing that. Her car is the white Nissan.
Nissan. We have that car.
Yeah, we have that
Now
car.
she doesn't have a car, so where's she supposed to spend the night?
Without sounding callous, ideally we'd like to the plan is to release her home back to her. We don't believe we need access to the home right now. I'll give you the definitive answer here shortly.
So she can go back home tonight.
Hopefully,
I'll get you an answer for that here shortly.
hopefully.
What about the Lincoln that you impounded? What's the status of that?
That's still being processed.
His dad has lots of
Um,
questions, doesn't
I
he?
just want to give you fair warning
Mhm.
that it's the poodle ambulance.
Oh yeah, listen to this.
Because we
Okay.
put the dogs in there for when they're coming in season, or they just had a litter of pups, so sometimes they get puke or blood smeared on the seats, and even though you try to clean it up, I said, I don't want somebody to get too excited, and all of a sudden you pick up,
That makes,
We've got experts on the
makes
case.
a lot of sense.
it's animal
Okay.
blood.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's
Well,
telling them that
before-
it's
well,
animal blood. So
what's
like,
that?
don't get too.
Get an answer about the house.
The poodle ambulance. Oh, thank you.
You put these pads down and they still manage to, like their rear
Well,
ends
of
on
course,
the leather seats, and you go, oh.
They're like kids, you know.
Yeah.
They just poop and pee and
Yeah.
vomit all over the place, and you at least suspect.
Do you
it.
hear them? Eh?
Well, this has certainly been a change, 24 hours of change. I don't know what his endeavors.
Well,
He was, as far
Wait
as I
till you
know, he
hear
was gonna
this.
pass out at 3 a.m.
yeah.
It didn't take me long to crash and burn, and then to find out that he made this round trip to Portland.
Well, I can't imagine what's going through your head right now, and I do sympathize for you and your family.
I'm pissed that he's done this to us, done this to himself, done this to us and somebody else.
That's not an unreasonable thought. Not unreasonable at all.
I had no idea of the issue and what he may be capable of doing here, and it's just like, it's a revelation.
Yeah.
So the dad's acting completely
I've
surprised.
always told him to respect law enforcement, and respect the law, but it appears that he's decided to live a different lifestyle. I mean, one time he got pulled over by the highway patrol, I could hear him yelling at the highway patrol, and.
Right.
What do you think his dad's doing here?
I said, they'll haul your butt up from Winter Garden to Mount Dora, and that's a long way to go. And I said, you don't want to upset the guy. The guy was very, very professional. Apparently he was driving on maybe a registration issue or something, so I had to go up and get him because they wouldn't have you know, it's like they were saying, you don't fool a nice guy.
Who is dad?
Oh, they're cranky, you know. They're traffic guys. They're cranky.
Give me a ticket.
Yeah.
I've got plenty of warning tickets from him, so I feel
Yeah.
feel
Yeah.
blessed.
Knock on wood, right?
Okay.
His dad does the
So-
too.
What, you guys are going to arrange to get access to the storage unit?
Yes.
Okay, so you don't need to be involved.
Yeah, we'll take care of that. I truly, you know, my thought right now is if you're available for your family, available for, you know, that kind of thing right now, and get some sleep, however hard that may be, and then we'll let you know what needs may arise, if any. So we're trying to facilitate all this, you know, least amount of, this is gonna sound, intrusion in your life. Go ahead.
The dad is just completely in shock. So this is Stephen's dad, if you're just joining.
The model home? The model home? 13, no, Luis has been there today, so no. Yeah.
So the dad's just finding out that Stephen has been arrested. I'm actually going to speed it up a little bit.
He said they're all there. And he would have been there very early in the morning, or Luis would have been there around 10 o'clock, and there, he would
Let's see.
have noticed that.
Oh, it's not gonna let me.
In speaking to our Kissimmee Police Department, they're not prepared to release the town hall back to her.
Oh.
So I don't have a timeline for that. I imagine they're in communication with her. She may already know that, but they are not.
It's almost done. Usually it lets me
Is she still out
speed it
there?
up though.
She should be.
She should be.
Yeah.
Oh, she called me earlier and said she's frightened to be out there.
So now
I mean,
he's
we're going-
worried
we're
about
good to walk
Jen.
upstairs. This
which is
just
good.
kind of a debriefing.
So I'm going to the office tomorrow and spend some time there. Do you need to get together with me anytime tomorrow before I leave town and head back?
If we do, we'll contact you. If you're back in Northport, that's
I
no
feel like
issue.
he
We're
just
gonna have
wants
one
to
of
like
our
kind of
folks
know
down
what
there.
they know.
If we need to
and what
liaise
they're
with
looking
you
for.
at some point, we'll make it happen.
Okay.
What do you think?
They give us county cars and county gas, so we can drive.
And they have AC, not like back in the day.
Well, we had 480,
Whatever that means.
4 windows down, 80 miles an hour.
All
go.
right. That's how you got the guy going 70 in a little one.
I had to stop and back up. That was
So now the dad's
So
going to
Mr. Stern,
try
we
to
had
make
a long,
it.
long conversation, 2 of them. Do you swear everything you told me is
Friendly.
true?
Yeah.
Okay. Very good.
I have nothing to hide.
Very good. Well, we
You seem like a good man.
really do appreciate it. I'm sorry that your son, well, we're going down this path.
Well.
Right? What do you say?
I questioned my wife last night. I said, do we really know him? And she got pretty pissed at me.
That's
And
so
I said,
crazy.
Well, you're
Do
going
we
to have
really
to deal
know
with when she
Stephen?
looks at the news here soon. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
better to find out, for her to find out by looking at the news, or for you to tell her
well,
first.
we don't get, I mean.
Shouldn't
I'm
get
sure
Orlando
there'll be some
news,
news
right?
down there. And, you know, my greatest fear is that what we can experience as far as blowback. And I'm a private person, and that really, I'm not gonna say it terrifies me, but it worries me that, you know, the media frenzy and what have you, that
I don't love that his dad is very self-focused right now and that he's more worried about the blowback. I think his dad at some point, I don't know if it's now or if it's later on, but the dad or the mom, one of them brings up Brian Laundrie and Gabby Petito. Apparently, Brian Laundrie's mom and dad live in the exact same town as stephensterns' parents. So they bring it up as if the media might treat them like they treated Brian Laundrie's parents.
somebody wants the angle, you know, hey, I've got the hot story today, you know.
I mean, and then my partner can probably speak better to it, but I mean, expect that you may have a car or 2 out front of your house, given, you know, that his relationship to Northport, but, you know.
I think your saving grace is that you're not in the Orlando market, right?
Right.
You're in the Tampa market, I can only imagine. You're not, Stearns isn't the most common last name, but it's not the most rare last name.
Yeah.
And you're talking about a statewide search, they'd have to do a really good job, I think, to find you.
Yeah.
Not saying they're not good at the
I don't know
job,
about
but,
that.
you know.
Well, I mean, I'm out there in the public. You can
Here
just-
we all are on YouTube.
Yeah,
You know, I'm gonna come up because I'm in real estate. So,
Yeah.
You know,
well, I wouldn't be concerned about that until there's a problem. And if they're out in front of your house, and you know, you can always call Northport and they can advise you, but if they're ever on your property, just tell them to leave.
Yeah.
You know, as far as professional blowback or anything like that, it's tough for everybody to put 2 and 2 together.
does Jen know that you made this trip this morning?
So we didn't speak to Jen. Jen
I wasn't
spoke to-
privy to those interviews,
Jen
yeah.
Jen spoke to the Kissimmee Police Department. So
Here we go.
my understanding is she is briefed very well. But that's a conversation you guys could probably have, you know, on the drive back or at some point in the near future.
So he has to drive her back home.
See where he had the energy to do this.
The energy. Who says that?
Unless he was faking it with me at 3 a.m. this morning. I don't know where he got the effing energy. But you're telling me he was down there at 7:45?
Because he sleeps all day.
Yes.
Daddy-o.
I mean, 7:45, 3:45, he waited till she got up, went to sleep and snuck out, not long after we all
Seems
said
like
goodnight.
it.
You can't reason. As a reasonable person, you can't understand the unreasonable. There's no way you'd be able to wrap your head around anything that he's accused of doing or that he did. There's no way that any of us would be able to, even with all of our experience in public safety, there's just no way. So,
Wow, I mean, obviously, making a move like that, there's something's going on here.
yeah. All right, let's get you out of here, Mr. Stearns, and you can try to get some rest.
They're trying to close up the conversation with him.
I'll take that.
Okay. Wow, this is just.
So he's in
This has got
shock.
so much hair on it now, it's unbelievable. Jesus.
So they're walking out at this point. And this is pretty much the end of this video. He walks out and he looks at like pictures on the wall from of dogs that they have on the wall. But I'm gonna show you a different one. Same thing on Plunder True Crime. Again, I also paid for this. All right, let's see. Let's go to, I had it up, you guys. Oh, here we go. Here we go, here we go. All right, so in the next video, it's a video of his mom and dad. And they, what are they talking about? It's about the mom and dad, and the mom and dad are, the mom's like in shock. So it's like the first time that the mom realizes what's going on. But the dad already knows what's going on. Now, keep in mind that the dad had to drive home with Jen Soto after that. So imagine that car ride home. Just listening to that, I don't know. I would have, I don't know. It's crazy. But anyway, let's look for the other interview with the parents. There's one that's really long that I don't want to do tonight because I have a headache. And I worked really long today. But there's another one that's not long. So let's see. Oh, yeah, I think this is the long run. Is this it? Oh, these are files. We don't want that. We want to hear it. Excuse me. All right, let's see. View files. So where is the audio? Come on, Thunder. I had it up. This isn't her fault. Obviously, it's mine. Let me go back. Why does it keep bringing me back to this? That's weird. Sorry, you guys. Let me try it this way. Here we go. All right. I know that it's down here. So this is about his girlfriend. No, that's not the one we're going to do right now. That's with Jen. Oh, wait till we get into the Jen audios. They're crazy. They're definitely crazy. Okay, that's the hour and 44-minute one that I don't want to get into. It's one of these in here. I found my spot. And that's not the one I wanted to do. So we're going to do this shorter one. And this one, here it is. Hold on. That's Stefan. We're not doing that one. That's Stefan. Here we go. Here we go. This is the one.
Big ass tower out in Bithrow. and there were people working on it. They didn't send me to it because I was stationed someplace else, but I heard.
So I don't know if he knows that he's being taped. You could
Oh,
kind of
here's
tell
a
the way that
utility
they're
bill.
talking.
Pull it up and there's a body.
Yeah.
I mean, that's smash that person into the ground.
Oh, wow.
And that was a big
That's
event.
terrible.
Back then we had stainless steel revolvers.
Yeah.
And I was telling the other guy I was driving at one time.
Stephen's dad was a
Impala
cop
that
for a little
the
bit.
siren button was a button on the floor, left side.
Yeah.
No air conditioning.
No air conditioning in Central Florida?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I pulled the
that's
guy
terrible.
over, and I clocked him. And it was just above Brewer Hill on Aloma, and he said, "I said you were doing 70," and he said, "No, this car won't do it 70." I said, "This car's does 70, and it was clocking you at 70." Gave him the ticket.
How long did you do?
I was in a couple of years, and then I just felt like I wanted to get into sales. There was a guy that lived in the apartment complex I lived at that worked for Stouffer Foods, and so here's the life. He's on the phone, he's making hotel reservations, he's making golf reservations, he's making dinner reservations. He had a company car, and I said, I want a job like that. So I went to Atlanta and ended up getting a job with Campbell Soup, and I was in the food business for 20 years.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, very nice.
So,
I
obviously,
think I remember knowing that he worked for Campbell Soup.
Obviously, it's changed from where it was at 3 o'clock.
Yeah. So, throughout our investigation, we came up with, obviously, you live down in Northport.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I'm just going to shoot you straight out of respect for you and everything else.
Appreciate it.
There's a storage unit down there.
Yeah, I have a storage
You
here.
have a storage unit.
At least they're
Is
being
that your
honest.
son's storage unit,
No,
or
it's
is that
mine.
that's your storage unit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Does he have access to it?
No, I have the keys.
Okay. Were you aware that did your son come visit you on Monday morning?
This Monday?
Yeah.
No, he
the day
left
she
Sunday.
disappeared. Okay.
He left Sunday,
No, go ahead. Evan. Yeah.
So, what time did you get here last night?
3 a.m.
3 a.m. When you got here, where did you meet your son and Jennifer?
We apparently pulled up at the same time at the hotel.
Perfect. Okay. When you guys got there, what did you guys end up doing?
We checked into the rooms. They had 239. I had 203. Opposite ends of the building. I brought my stuff up, went over and said goodnight, and then
Him and Stephen talk alike.
After you guys went to your separate ways, when's the next time?
Wait to
saw
hear this.
Stephen?
I got up at 6:30, 3 hours sleep, and went to the office because I figured he'd be sleeping in, crashed and burned, and didn't speak. to
Crash and
Jen
burn. Sounds just
until,
like Stephen.
10:45 ish, and she called and asked if Stephen was with me, and I said no. Why? Well, he's not here. Oh, we'll go down to the lobby and see if he's down there. How long has he been gone? 25 minutes. Okay. I said, go check the lobby. Then I started thinking about it, called her back, and I said, do you have your keys? No, I don't have the keys. So then she said, well, they just called and they're going to be out here within the hour. I said, oh, shit. So I drove out there. So it's probably out to the hotel because I was at my office.
Oh, okay.
Over off of Westwood. And I just grabbed my stuff and said, I'm going to go out there in case you guys showed up. I wanted to be there. So he hadn't showed up by the time I got there, and about 30 minutes later, he finally showed up, and I read him the fucking riot act.
Did he tell you where he was?
Well, he had an energy drink in his hand.
Lady.
He said he got lost. And, in the back roads. Hell, I got lost, and I had a GPS. And I said, no, this isn't the right exit. I had to return. So I was
He had
messed up.
that like
So my
picked up
partner
for
said,
him.
we're not here to waste your time. You've been in this line of work before. Did he tell you he was in Northport today? I'm assuming he didn't, based on your reaction. So, you need to take a seat? Or?
No,
Okay.
he was in North.
Yes. What's the exit you take to get off at your house?
All right. 179,
Okay. Do you know the street?
Toledo Way.
Okay. So we have more than enough reason to believe. that
Wait for
Stephen
this.
was in Northport today.
Wow.
The exit you take to get to your house. Our concern is we're conducting a missing person investigation.
Yes.
Given the proximity of that exit to your home, what we're trying to find out is if she's just hanging out in your house, you just wanted to get her somewhere safe, We want to put eyes on her, make sure she's okay.
She's not at our house because my wife, well, here's something strange.
Is anybody at your house now?
Yes, hang on a second. We raise standard poodles.
Say it again.
We raise standard poodles.
Oh, okay. Poodle.
And they all, except they went on full fucking alert.
House.
Yes.
Throughout this period of time.
At what time you think
That's
that
what
was?
I'm
Okay. Okay.
What time did the dogs go full alert last night?
7.
I'll grab your water.
Okay. 319.
3:19 a.m.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you guys have like ring cameras, any kind of security cameras on the property?
Yeah.
3:19. That's exactly how long it takes, 3 hours to get there.
When I left last night, it wasn't flashing, and that keypad, the battery's been in that thing for 4 years. So I called, I said, hey, that keypad doesn't seem to be working. It's not working right. So if you go out the garage, or you need to come back in through the garage with the remote control. But she said the dogs went full alert at 3:19. We were at the hotel at 3 o'clock, so there's no way he could have been in Northport.
How big is your property down there?
Quarter acre.
So we've been in communication with some law enforcement down there and kind of working some leads. Would it be all right if we send someone to go talk to your wife?
Yeah.
I'll coordinate that. So she's home now.
Right?
Yeah, so we're working the missing person investigation currently,
Well, let me give her a heads up because it's going to be noisy.
Okay.
We got 5 standard poodles.
How is your property out there? Is it like a neighborhood? Do you guys have?
No, it's on standard lots. Yeah.
So no
Is it
woods
gated?
or-
Is it gated?
No, it's on standard lots. It's just, no. Our backyard's gated. They're going to come over and want to search the house for, apparently, can I tell?
Isn't that crazy? So now he has to call the mom on the phone and tell her that the police are on their way to come look for stuff related to Maddie.
Apparently, Stephen made a trip down to Northport last night. Or this morning, I should say.
So his mom's finding out right now.
I have no idea.
She just said, "What do you mean?"
But there's a storage unit, but he wouldn't have access to the keys to the storage unit because I have the only key to it. And that would have been locked in my car and he would have had to come in my room, which he didn't have a key to get into it. He doesn't have a key. He took Jen's key. Storage room. It's in my console.
Can she check and make sure the key's there?
What? Well, is the key in the basket?
She keeps talking
Well,
about
go look
the
at the key
car.
in the
I
basket.
never. Wow,
The key in the consoles in this car that you're.
you guys, I never was able to hear the mom in the background, but I have on headphones and I can clearly hear the mom through the phone. And she's asking about the car.
Driving up.
Hang on a second.
You said the key in the consoles. in
My
this
car. Yeah, it's only one key.
This car out here.
Yeah. Do I need to go look?
Yeah, let's go see if it's in there.
Yes, she can look for the key in the house. We can look for the key in the car.
We were wondering if you had a house.
This is crazy, right? So now the dad's like trying to explain to the mom about Stephen just got arrested and all this stuff and that he was there last night. So the dad is explaining to the mom right now
They bleed in the back seat
what's going
or
on.
whatever procedure they have.
And he's talking about how the dogs can bleed in the back seat.
Hello, Sailor. Watch out, Sailor.
there's a poodle with you.
No, it's a,
Oh, no, that's okay.
They apparently let Stefan borrow the poodle ambulance
yeah,
or
right there.
something along
That's
those
the
lines.
only key you
That's the
have
only
to
key.
the storage unit?
There's supposed to be 2 keys, but I haven't seen that key.
Is his name on the storage unit at all?
No, it's not.
Like he can't show up and say, hey, I lost my key. Can you
No.
give me access to?
Okay, right? Here's your waters.
Oh, thanks.
So other than the storage unit in your house, could you see any reason for Stefan to go down to where you live?
Does he have friends down there, other family members?
No other family members. He's got some friends or acquaintances that he plays whatever war games or that.
Like computer games or?
No, it's a board game.
He plays like card games and action figures.
Oh,
Yeah,
gotcha.
he's painted all these caricatures and what have you. He's gotten, some awards or recognitions for the work that he's done with these characters. But what time did you catch him on the camera down there?
He knows exactly what it is. He's on the phone, so I don't want to misspeak. But it was clearly when you were unaware that he was down.
So I went to bed.
How long did it take you to get from Orlando to there?
Well, with no traffic out last night, 2.5 hours.
Okay.
But if you're dealing with traffic early this morning, you're going to be looking at close to 3.
Yeah.
Because the traffic on I-4 getting out of here, and then you catch up to 75, and then you catch up to Bradenton, and
What ways can you go?
you
So
can go through the center of the state.
is that the turnpike?
No, the center of the state would be you where the technical college is on I-4.
Okay.
You hit there, and then you go down like 27 or 7. But you go down the center of the state and avoid all that bullshit.
So 27 to what?
I'd have to look it up on the
70 or
map because
something?
I don't pay attention. I just follow GPS.
Okay.
But you're going down really middle of the state, and you come down at Arcadia, and then you head towards 75, Kings Highway, and then you go up north to Toledo.
It's like speaking German when you're not
I
from
know.
there.
Hey, listen, I grew up here.
Yeah.
Went to Winter Park High. And
What brings you down to Northport?
My mic was muted. Sorry. Welcome. Let me be frank with you. We're listening, or I'm listening, to Stephensterns' dad's police interview with he's just finding out that Stefan went home, which was 3 hours away from where Jen Soto lives, the night before. So the cops just told him that, he came all the way down there to help Stefan get somewhere to stay for the night. And here Stefan winds up acting like he's going to bed. They go in the room, the dad goes to bed, Jen goes to bed, and Stefan leaves with Jen's car and goes all the way back down to where the dad lives, because that's where Stefan lives too. And we believe now that he went back so that he could attach to the internet and go on Google and try to erase all of his Google Drive, because he had over 1,500 of bad child pics of Maddie in particular. Oh, thank you so much. Let me be frank with you. I'm trying a little bit. I don't know. I figured I'm going to give it a shot. We'll see what happens. I appreciate that. Hi. Oh my God. You've not heard this? Awesome. So let me continue to play it. Thank you, guys.
Well, we build homes in 6 cities. I'm the broker for the company. We started in Poinciana and Noable Espanol. So I was actually going to go to Palm Coast, and then I went over to look at some homes that we were building in Northport. And said, oh, this is beautiful. I love it. It's rural.
Yeah.
And I said, and I expected it to mirror our experience in Palm Coast, but we had a bit of a rocky start. Right now, I got 100 homes that are going to be completed, and the market's changed. And I'd love to be able to sell them right away. But I went down there because I thought it was a better area. The whole Southwest is a great area.
It's a booming area.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, Northport was rated the 2nd fastest growing city last
You
year.
just got to get these Yankees to come down and buy some homes.
Well,
Right?
everybody's stuck in their homes.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they love those 2 and 3% interest rates,
Oh,
which
yeah.
will never go away.
No.
You know, and they'll never repeat.
They'd be foolish to get rid of those.
Well, you know, the Northerners coming down here will, because they want to get the hell out of the North.
So when you read your son the Riot Act, what do you mean by that?
I said, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
I said, you know, if they came here, you weren't here, you know, they would immediately put a bolo out and find you and arrest your ass and just haul you off to jail. Is that what you want? Well, I'm sorry. I said, I'm just so fed up with him at this point.
Right.
And obviously there's something here because I've been here almost 6 hours. So they've been here 6 hours. So something's going on. Look, he spent a lifetime lying to us.
Okay.
And it's just never gotten better. And he fed me some bullshit the other day. And before I left the house the other night, I turned to my wife and I said, do we really know Stephen? Can we honestly say we really know?
Yeah.
And she got really kind of defensive a little bit. I said, no, I'm not saying that he did something, but can we honestly say we really know him?
So the other day,
At least he's being honest for a second,
Well, when I
right?
left yesterday, when I left last night,
I have, since the
I
beginning.
turned to her, I said, do we really know him? You know, is he capable of doing something harmful to her?
Why would you suspect that?
Because some inconsistencies of
Maybe I'll go live on that tomorrow night.
phone calls he had with me didn't add up. Okay. So I'll give you the sequence.
Which
He
one?
calls me mid-afternoon, 3-ish, maybe 3:45 or something, and say, I just had a flat tire. Okay.
There's so
How
many.
the fuck did you get a flat tire? You just drove over to Kissimmee. You took her, you know, maybe you're running an errand, but where would you have gone to get a flat tire? The tire was so flat, he drove on it and ran the is that Jen?
Yeah, we were finishing that.
He ran the rubber right off the wheel.
Yeah.
So he had to travel a good distance to do that. And then he pulled into a shopping center, and I said,
definitely
"Was the
gonna
donut
look
in
you
there?"
up.
Yeah, swapped it out and almost crushed my thumb. I said, okay.
You know what shopping center you changed?
Oh,
So they're going
Oh,
over the
very-
little script how
like
he
a
almost
flat
crushed
or
his thumb.
I have no idea. So
this
then,
was Monday, just to confirm.
yeah.
And you
I-
could hear how the
I
dad
watched
believes
it
him.
myself.
We can, yeah. You
Yeah.
want to put Jen in the truck? Jen, you mind
Watch
sitting in
the
the truck
doggy.
for a little bit while we finish talking to?
In the trunk?
Yeah, that's fine. Or wherever you're comfortable. You can sit the weekend or whatever you guys.
How long are we going to be?
A few more minutes. Yeah.
And we're done.
It's been a while
I mean, I'll
already, and I
hang out with the dog.
apologize.
That's fine.
All right, take them out. So, then around 5 o'clock, I get this call, and he's telling me about, well, there's been an incident, and that then he tells me that he dropped her off. And I said, well, tell me what you mean by
So
that.
now they're
He said,
talking
"Well,
about Maddie.
I dropped her off. She doesn't want to be seen being dropped at school because you're not driving a cool enough car." Oh, okay, so you're not driving a Lamborghini. You can't drop her off. So let's go. Okay, dropped her up the block off. He said he watched her through the rearview mirror, walked towards school, and then he left. And
I think, in my opinion, Stephen is like a serial predator. But I think, like, you see, I don't know, some of this, a lot of people wanted me to go into the parents because everybody's like, the parents weren't, not that they're guilty in this of anything, but that it didn't help the way that they raised him. And I can't say that that's wrong, but specifically, like, you could see how, like, Chris, the dad, expresses frustration with Stefan and his dishonesty, like how he's a liar and he refers to him as having spent a lifetime lying to us, so meaning him and his mom. And this deceit adds a layer of complexity to understanding Stefan's actions and his motivations. So it gets us to, like, see more of his personality. You also see, like, behavioral red flags. So Chris mentions concerns about Stefan's erratic behavior, and he links it to this traumatic brain injury that Stefan had as a child. I'll have to look into another video to get the exact details of it, but apparently when Stefan was around 8 years old, he got hit as he was, like, playing with something on the ground, and a truck hit him in the front of his head and then back up into him and hit him in the back of his head. And so the parents claim that he has like a traumatic brain injury and that ever since then his personality changed. And I don't know about all that because the lawyers asked the mom at some point to get like records of all this at the hospital that they went to. And the mom on a jail phone call with Stephen says, I'm trying to get these records and they're trying to say that you weren't a patient there, but I know you were. So then somebody interviews her after this and she said that they wanted to keep him overnight, but she chose to bring him home. So they make like a lot of excuses for him. So that's like, I don't know. And they like blame this traumatic brain injury as if it like makes him unpredictable or they also the dad starts to get suspicious of the timing. So during Maddie's appearance, Chris, the dad, recalls the phone call where Stephen mentions a flat tire, which struck Chris as odd because Stephen's demeanor during the conversation seemed off, raising questions about his involvement or knowledge regarding the timeline of events because he says it just so happened to be that he just calls me about the tire and here she's missing too. Like he said something like it was like two strange things in the like such a short period of time. And he said that later in hindsight, when he looks back and he listens to the first interview Stephen gives, that it was word for word what Stephen rehearsed to him on the first phone call that he makes before he even talks to the news. So the dad in hindsight reflects and says, I think he was trying to like try it out on him first to see if the dad bought it. And the problem is nobody ever holds Stephen accountable for his lies. They make excuses for him just so that they don't have to deal with it. So I think Stephen thought his dad bought it, like his story, and Jen clearly buys his story. So I think he thinks, well, everybody else will buy my story, but nobody does. So let's listen to a little bit more.
And I said, okay.
Tell me what you
So
guys think.
Now you're finding out when you went to pick her up that she wasn't there. And
Listen to how him
everybody's
and the dad are
discovering this
both
at
like,
the end of the day, how many hours later?
it
Okay.
drives me fucking
So then,
bananas.
Then I had the conversation about his phone. He,
And they use these big crazy words
so I said,
like meander.
okay, well, they're going to
said
want to know
meander?
where your whereabouts were because you're the last person that saw her, so they're going to want to know. I said, did you have your phone with you? No. Why would you have your phone? I just forgot it. Forgot mine. I said, beautiful. So then he tells me that he did an OS update. Now I'm a tech
Listen
guy.
to this source of shit.
And I said, okay. And I said, wipe the phone
Wait
out.
for
Really? How does that happen? It's an OS update. It's automatic. You say yes, and that's it. It updates, and then it reboots. It doesn't reset. It reboots. Well, I was multitasking, and I hit a wrong button, and it reset. And I questioned that, and I said, so there's some inconsistencies there. So why would that phone be wiped out? And I asked him last night, when you guys wanted the phone, I said, is there any reason you want to give them the phone? No, I don't think so. I said, okay, give them the phone.
I don't think so.
Yeah. So I don't know. Is there something on the phone?
Has he ever suffered from like mental illness?
Wait for it.
From what?
Mental illness?
Me?
No, not him.
Oh,
him,
him.
your
Oh,
son.
okay. When he was 8, he and a friend were playing in
Here
the
it goes.
parking area, and a guy came out and got in his Toyota pickup truck, said hello to the kids, and then backed up over. And they both were run over, but he got hit in the head with the bumper, and he had a slight tick. He had separation anxiety, so he slept with us for a while, and finally I said, no, you got to go to your own bed and get over that. He would go over to a neighbor's home and spend the night and show up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning wanting to come home. But as far as
Nothing diagnosed or
A lot of
medication.
kids do that, don't
he's
they?
been seeing a psychiatrist or psychologist or something. He's been on, anxiety meds, depression or what have you. I have no idea what they're talking about because obviously he doesn't share that with me. But
does he ask?
He's battled a number of things: depression, anxiety, and what have you.
As a child or as an adult?
Maybe ADD as a child, but as an adult, more severe.
Okay.
And he suffers from sleep apnea.
Was he able to complete school no problem?
Well, depends on who completed it. My mother and his mother.
Okay.
We did online schooling, and she ended up doing most of the work for him.
Did he ever go to college?
No.
What did he do for work?
That's disgusting, right?
I've had
Oh,
him
he
work
asked him what
with
he does
me
for work.
in a variety of ways. When we were here in Orlando from 2010 to 2013, I did these what they call BPOs. They're kind of like appraisals. I did 15,000 of them and had him and his friends go out and take these photos. And it was always a challenge to get his
And I
ass
have
out
audio of one
out
of his
bed and go
friends
to work.
actually talking
No-
about it.
No
So this is
motivation.
real.
The more you do, the more you make.
Yeah.
No motivation there. So
Aw.
we and after that, that work went away. I got involved in various projects around the state of Florida. He really didn't do much. He worked at Quiznos for a while. That didn't last long until he wrecked his car. So he's been living with us and me trying to get him out of the house to go work. We came down to Northport.
You guys, he just did it. He went, listen to the dad. He talks about him like he's 18 years old. I have a 21-year-old daughter who is disabled. She's had 30 surgeries. We've had 30. Well, I said we. Look, I just pulled a Jen Soto and said we. Like, I had surgery. She'd be like, bitch, take a seat. She's had like 4 limb lengthenings. I didn't have any of them, but I definitely drove her to the hospital and everything. But anyway, and I have a 17-year-old. And I don't even make excuses like this for them. Like, do you guys have any kids or nieces, nephews? Something like this is just like strange behavior. Stephen's 38 years old. Like, why is his dad responsible for what he does for a job? I don't know. Let's listen.
He stayed there with Jen. So while we were down there until December of last year, he lived with Jen. And then I was supporting him in Orlando, and I said, I'm not going to do this anymore. You got to come back.
Yeah.
And I was
See,
trying
that's
to
a
create
problem.
an opportunity for him down there, but that didn't materialize. Then I'm trying to get his ass out to get a job at Lowe's or Home Depot or something.
Time-wise, it's sometimes like 7:45 she was down there.
7:45 this morning.
So, did you tell your wife that Northport meeting's on the way? Did you speak to her already?
14?
Let me know that. We got sidetracked.
That's when they get real fun.
They're coming there to see if she's hiding in the house.
Yeah, so what we'd like to do is, given that he went down there, we'd like to make sure like he didn't stash her in a bedroom and hey, just hang out here.
No, she's been sorting out.
So at this point, they think that Maddie could be stashed in his bedroom.
And you said there's, you guys have.
Oh, the dad just said he lives
Right.
like a
Well, I was
fucking
about to
pig.
tell you that. I switched. Hey, Northport
remember
Police
that.
is going to stop by to do a wellness check type of thing. They're going to see if somehow.
So he's warning the mom. Unbelievable. But they think that Maddie's at the house.
Just that motherfucker. You know what? You know what stopped him from getting in the house?
I don't
He didn't have
remember
a
this.
garage door opener. The front door lock is not working well.
Yeah.
And I have,
Oh my God. I can't believe. Oh my God, you guys, last night when we listened to the first audio of Stephen, he tells the police that he had to turn around, if you guys remember, because he forgot his garage door opener at Jen Soto's house. So he drives Maddie, apparently, almost all the way to school. And then because they had time to kill, which I think is a Freudian slip, turns around, goes all the way back to the house where he has to go through the gate and the people at the gate to go get his gate clicker. And now his mom just said the only reason he couldn't get in was because he didn't have access to his gate clicker. That was like Maddie. Like, listen here, you motherfuck. She did that and the tire. She was like, you ain't getting away with this shit.
He had put the lock on the slider.
Okay.
He couldn't get in.
All right. So I'm with the detectives, and they're sending Northport Police over to do a check to make sure that she isn't there. Okay. So you may want to alert the dogs. They're really
I don't
funny.
remember this.
I've got their food. I'm fixing to feed them.
Okay.
Just tell them it'll get noisy, okay?
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to let you go.
They're good guys. I've been landline with them.
Yeah.
If there are any issues, give me a call.
All right.
Bye.
All right. Bye.
Oh,
And as far as outside of your house, what does the layout of your yard look like?
Well, there's a house to the right of me, and to the left of it is woods, and there's woods across the street that fronts I-75. At 7:45, it would have been well lit. There would be traffic, small amount of traffic going up and down our street because they're constructing homes nearby, and so there's always people doing that.
So this is no HOA.
I think that's where they got
Also,
cameras
it's all
from.
scattered by.
When you say woods, you mean like woods, or like a thicket?
Wood. Yeah.
What's your address?
Wow.
With a satellite view, you'll see there's wooded lots all around. So next to me, there's a new house, and he's a renter. There's my house, and then to the left, there is
The
wooded
church.
lot. There's
I didn't know
there's
about
a
that.
lot of wooded lots before my house, and then you run into one or two houses.
So going back to the cameras, you were going to say something.
Okay, so
Oh,
I
yeah,
ditched
yeah, yeah.
Comcast.
Where
and
they got her on the
I
camera.
had
You're right. That's
the
right. I
Sky
bet.
Bell hooked up to Comcast.
Okay.
And I realized when I kept seeing this orange light, I said, shit, I got to move this over. It's a pain in the ass. Move it over to the Frontier Communications versus Comcast. So I've got to reconnect it with the internet.
So the cameras weren't working for the last
No,
week.
because we
Okay.
Oh, of course
discontinued the service. Matter of fact, the modem's sitting in my office floor.
All right. Do you think your son's capable of doing something like this?
Oh my God. How would you answer that?
I know it's a hard question as a father.
Really?
I wasn't a hero, a welcome comment. I said, how well do we know?
Yeah.
And nothing would surprise me at this point. I don't know.
Is your wife his mom?
Yes, we are biological parents. Yeah. I'm going to say anything's possible. I don't know. I mean, there would have to be some ulterior motive for
Sure.
some reason.
Sure.
Was there a motive?
Well, we don't know. We're trying to find her. We still think she's
Yeah.
alive. So
Well, this press conference indicated that she had some comment.
I teach at two different institutions. So right now I teach at Camden County College. I've been there for 20 years. I teach abnormal psych, which is like the class I'm known for. It's my favorite class. It's pretty much a course of like all the different disorders. That's how I would explain it. Excuse me. I also teach at Camden County College basic psych, child psych, developmental psych in our heart program, which is a new high flex program where you can take the course either in class or online, just as long as you're there when I say your name for attendance, we're good. I don't care if you're on Zoom in the classroom or if you're in the classroom. Either way, we're good. Sometimes people come in, sometimes they join via Zoom. I'm good with either one. But that's like one special class that's offered. So, but I start tomorrow morning, actually. My classes start there. And then what else do I teach? And then at Holy Family University, I teach statistics, research methods, clinical applications, and psychological assessment. And I have 2 research methods, which is like bananas, literally bananas. Like you think Statistics is bananas. Statistics has nothing on research methods. I have to teach kids how to like write in APA style. And the problem is, I don't know why, but for some reason, our high schools are teaching our kids, and I'm not one of these moms that are like, oh, our high schools. I'm not one of them. I'm all about school and everything, clearly. I've been a professor forever. My complaint is that they teach them so heavy in MLA, which is great, like with creative writing and stuff. I get it. But I feel like there should also be a course, especially after learning MLA. They should learn APA so that if they do, or when they do, transfer over to college, they have less of a hard time making that transfer because most of the kids, literally like 90% of the kids, come with MLA style, and I have to teach them APA. And it's bananas. I don't know if you were looking for all that, but that's what I teach. What do you guys do? Tell me a little bit about yourself. I would love to know. Why we listen to the end of this.
That's on social media about I want to live in the woods.
Yeah,
Was that accurate or?
that was.
Well,
We were
So
not going to put
remember
anything
Maddie said
inaccurate out there. That
Yeah.
just tarnishes.
that she
I
wanted to
asked-
live in the woods when
I
she was
asked Jen
13. That's what that was about. I think at this point they're just trying to like make sense of it. He's like trying to make jokes. Journalism, that's awesome. Hi, welcome. Welcome to the stream. Tell me about you. This is crazy. I don't know where my screen went for that. Can you guys still hear it? That was weird. He loves the show. Can you guys hear that? Oh, wait, I want to hear this. I'm going to pause this either way for a second so I can hear this. I'm a full-time investigator for my own organization, Advocates for Closure. Oh my God, that's amazing. Former, hopefully soon again, full-time content creator. Oh, you'll definitely be there. Definitely. I just paused it right now, but I don't know what happened. I don't know. I was playing around and I think I accidentally X'd out of it, but I have it right here. So I'm going to reshare it. We only have a couple minutes left. That's amazing. And I'm going to spread my word, I'm going to spread the word about you and give each other motivation.
How long were?
It's hearsay. You know, he may have yelled at her because
Yeah.
the Jen and Jen would tell me this. That Jen
Everybody look at Let me be frank. Let me be frank with you. Subscribe. Oh, this isn't me right now. This is them paused, which means that the dad is talking about Madeline in this moment.
Did you ever have like extensive, maybe at during the holidays or whatever, where you were with the whole family?
They came down for Thanksgiving or Christmas. My
Uh-oh.
wife and the dogs.
Slept with who?
My wife and the dogs.
And the dogs. Yeah. And during those times, was their relationship seemingly normal?
Yeah. I mean, they secluded themselves in Stefan's room, the three of them.
I would definitely go on panel together.
And they were
Not that we really know each other that much now, but I'm sure we'll get to know each other soon. But I would definitely look into that. And I don't know, I bought this thing on, I think it was like Black Friday or something. But anyway, I have this thing that I just figured out yesterday where we could both go live at the same time on our channels. So you could be live on your channel and I could be live on my channel. And then that way people who sign in for me will look into you and vice versa. Gotta help each other, right? So I'm down. We have like a couple more minutes after this.
spend the bulk of their time there. Times and play with the dogs. They would bring Sailor with them.
Okay.
And
Yeah, I was like, what's that? I'm down.
would go into the bedroom.
I figured
and
out how to
maybe read
use
a
it
book
finally.
or watch a
I
movie
didn't use it
together,
yet, though.
hang out. But
I had no idea. I'm literally
And
brand
nothing,
new.
I mean, you were a cop for years. Nothing you noticed that would be alarming?
I didn't notice anything out of the ordinary.
Okay.
This dad is
So
like
just
still
going back to the
in
storage unit, obviously they're gonna go to the house and check in the near future. Would you have any issues with us checking out your storage?
Your code was used this morning to access the property, the storage property. Your keypad code. I have Northport PD in front of your storage unit. I know we're in kind of a weird situation. Are you all right if they
He's
end up
like, yeah,
bringing
just
Lockheed
take
in
my
there to
kid.
make
Yeah, I
sure?
like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So Alex, I don't,
He just asked. I just heard it. He just asked Mr. Stearns if he was okay with us breaking that lock.
They were like listening.
He told him we were here.
How
Somebody
do they know
accessed
you
this was your
access?
code.
We're working with management.
He just said it too. He's like, how did they know?
And this is
Just make
statewide
sure you guys
news.
do your
This is
reverse
huge
search
news.
for it.
Yep.
So a lot of people are going above and back beyond.
Dad, do you hear it? You hear a difference in the dad's voice.
I didn't even know he had the key.
Okay.
I don't know how he would have gotten the keypad.
It's interesting. What's your code?
The dad just did the that Stefan does.
Sure. What do you want to do?
They want the waivers signed before they break down the consent search. So yeah, they want a consent search. So
Yeah.
we
You
wanna
mind?
get
You
it-
mind
Will they
doing?
take a wet signature or an e-signature?
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, right. The worst is when he's like, Stefan.
you paid your code was
Tries
entered into
to
the
be
property
nice.
this morning.
What time was that at?
9.
9.
So, and your wife by chance wouldn't have went to the storage room.
She wouldn't even know where it is.
And Jen was with you this whole time, right? So
Well, wait. When I don't
Oh,
know,
here we go.
I don't know where Jen was until she called me at 11,
okay, at 11.
and she said, "Hey, Stefan's not here. Is he with you?"
Okay.
So then he made up this story of getting lost and whatever. So there we go.
So the dad gives him a phone, and he left that phone home at the hotel. How convenient.
Was that?
We can go upstairs.
Yeah.
So they made it to the police station, I guess, or to his house. Maybe to the house.
Just walk in. That was like 8900.
My email is Jamie.
Was this the sheriff's office? There's no way this was the sheriff's office.
Like,
No, it was just opening up.
Down
I'm tired. I've been working like 12 hours.
Who was the sheriff?
Mel Coleman.
No.
You'll have to Google it.
I was just
Well, we have
dying to
pictures.
hear this
We have
one, and I was like,
shrines
why would I
of
listen
sheriffs
to it?
all over. I'm sure
Yeah.
we'll see him.
He was a good guy. He was kind of, I guess, revolutionary back then, young guy, and what have you.
Yeah.
But, you know, what was the pay back then? I think I was making 800 a month.
I'm gonna end the stream after this. It's only a couple
Yeah,
of
but
minutes,
back then
and
it
then
was a
I'll
good
come
job,
back
right?
tomorrow night or
Well,
whatever.
you
And
know, it
maybe
was fun.
what they
I
have
tell
or
you what,
Mhm.
once you get it in your blood, you never let it go. So I was moving with Campbell Soup from Jacksonville to Orlando.
I got that in my market.
I like to go back and forth.
I'll go there. Yeah.
And I'm taking this truck back Sunday evening, and I've got to be at the office in Jacksonville to take somebody out of a rider off.
Yeah.
Monday morning.
Hey, Evan, we'll just hang out here so that because he doesn't have a proxy. Okay.
So I pull up 436, 1792 in Casper, which is a green pickup truck. I'm driving this stupid Pepsi rental truck. And as I'm approaching the intersection,
So nice to meet you.
you. And so we pull through the intersection.
Thank you so
and this
much
guy's
for coming
leaving,
by.
And then I noticed up ahead, the guy's riding this bicycle. And this guy pulls over and it's like, fuck, he's going to hit
This is
guy.
crazy.
Oh no.
He hit him, sent him flying. I went running up to I drove up to him and he pulled into the ABC liquor lot for whatever reason and turned around and looked at me and said, thank you very much. I got your face. I've got your license plate. I got on the payphone because that's what you did back then and called out of my police department and said, told him what happened.
I think that it's ironic. Like, I feel bad for the dad here. I think he knows that his son committed such a horrible act, and I try to take into consideration that Stefan is his only son. For the mom, I know she had an older son, so Stefan has a half brother, but he's like 10 years older. And apparently he like went into the military and he lived like happily ever after or something. I don't know. I have to look into that a little bit more. I don't know. It was weird. One of Stefan's friends is interviewed and talks about how he like basically lived with a family for 7 or 8 years. And he probably heard of the brother mentioned like twice. He's like, I didn't see any pictures of him. Like, so I don't know what all that's about. So I kind of want to look into that. But I'm thinking that the dad here is feeling like Stefan's a reflection of him. And he probably is extremely uncomfortable. And he wants to cooperate. And he was a police officer himself before. So he identifies with the police. And in many instances, I have a feeling we're going to see, at least here, he tries to identify with them so that he could like be like, remember, I'm like one of you guys. Like, you know, my son's like a bad apple almost.
And I think he's going to be heading eastbound on I-4. They came up.
Hey Evan, is that remote right there? Can we turn this thing off?
Oh my God, PKT,
Yeah.
you know
And
these
so,
people? Of course you do. What's up? PKC's my girl.
I didn't get out of there until midnight.
Yes, he was former law enforcement.
Jacksonville, not far from my exit from the car. Stopped.
Yeah.
I'm now stuck on 95 at 3 a.m. I've got to be at the office.
He's telling cop stories right now.
Sailors coming back, picked me up, they took me to my apartment. And I said, thank you, Lord, appreciate that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was a long day, to say the least.
So are you guys still residing in Orlando part time? You mentioned something off of Westwood.
Well, that's where our corporate office is.
That's where your corporate office
And
is.
so
Okay.
when I got up this morning, I went over there to meet up with
She's
everybody
awesome.
and kill some time because I'm just a type A personality. I'm
Sure.
just not going to sit around
Sure.
waiting for whatever.
So sitting in a parking lot had to kill you.
It did. It's just like, come on.
Yeah.
So
Well.
anyway, it wouldn't surprise me if somehow he stole the key out of my car because I put all the keys there.
Okay.
So I had.
Does he have access to your car?
He would.
He would.
Because I would keep the keys on my desk. He could easily go in there and do saying yes.
And when was the last time he was at your house in Northport? Was it over the weekend for her birthday?
So I moved him back down from Kissimmee in December.
Okay.
To try to get him started on another career opportunity.
Okay.
It materialized. So I'm trying to work on some other things. So he visited them. He lied to me about this. He visited them maybe 6 weeks ago, maybe a month ago.
Visited who? I'm sorry.
Jen.
Okay.
And Oh, I'm going to Frank's house and I need a little extra cash. Okay, when are you gonna be back? I'll be back later tonight.
Mhm.
So I get an alert that, toll booth truck.
So.
On EMAS, I get an alert, I go, call him up and say,
I just told him
how's
an
Kissimmee?
Yeah.
And he
Yeah,
identified
well,
that.
you know, so he lied to me about what he was doing.
Yeah, yeah.
But he was in Orlando until
I'm gonna-
3 o'clock, maybe Sunday, and then he left because I told him
Yeah, that's what I told
he
him.
had to take care of his room, clean the mess out of there before he.
Yeah.
So, he did
Awesome.
that. He got up there at 6:30.
So I just kind of overhearing their conversation. Would it be safe to say and accurate that your son had no rights to this this storage unit at all?
If he asked my permission, I would allow it.
Did he ever ask your permission?
No.
Okay.
And again, like I said, I've been missing this key for,
Me
Yeah.
how
too.
long have I had this? Maybe, I've had this key for maybe 18 months.
So was he staying with you kind of in Northport
Yeah. But
up until now?
Yeah,
I moved
38.
him back in December because I couldn't afford.
He wooed
Okay,
him
so
back.
from December to
Oh my God, you
to
guys.
today essentially. Okay.
He's a 38-year-old grown-ass man. His dad just said I wooed him back in December. Okay, first of all, who says wooed? I wooed him back in December. His 38-year-old son. Because he no longer wanted to pay Jose or Juan, Jen's dad. I apologize if I got his name wrong. I think it's Juan. He didn't want to pay him $600. All right, let's listen to what he said.
Okay. All right. Where was he staying up here with Jen?
Yeah.
Okay. I just realized we just let Jen downstairs. She had the key to your truck?
No,
Okay. Well, I guess we won't be too long. Just it's dark out. Okay. All right. So he stays down there. And how often does he come up here to visit Jen and Maddie?
I think since he left in December, this would be the second, maybe third trip. But
And
second,
it's
maybe
only
third.
February.
Yeah. Okay. So in December, that's February, almost March, 2nd of May. So maybe once a month. Would that be fair?
That he knows about.
He actually went in December for Christmas now that I think about it, because he was not included in the
Really,
family
that's
outing, but he was there. So then he made this
Oh, thank you
this
for
boat trip there, and then he made this, so 3 times.
Nice.
He's been there 3 times.
And she stays at that apartment in Kissimmee. Has she been staying there?
And he rented, and they, which I ended up having to pay.
renting a room
Oh,
within the
and
same
then he had to
apartment?
pay.
Gotcha.
Jen's
Okay.
To help them
father
rent a
rents
room.
the rooms out.
And
Oh,
does
no,
Jen's
he's
father live
talking
there?
about. Oh yeah,
Or does he
No.
lease the apartment and then sublease the rooms?
Well, he
inside?
owns the townhouse and he rents out the rooms and charges his daughter rent.
Gotcha. Okay.
And he says that like that's
That makes
fucked up
more
because
sense.
I guess he doesn't.
Because for
He
some reason,
pays.
I
For
came
stuff.
into this towards the tail end of the investigation. For some reason, I thought he was living in that apartment.
It's literally the complete
today.
opposite.
No,
But okay.
no, he was just visiting.
All right. You guys going back home tonight?
No, I booked the room for tonight.
Okay.
Go back tomorrow.
Well,
I didn't know what was going to happen today, so I booked the room for second.
I believe Stephen got arrested. That's what happened today.
I don't know what
You
they're
know
doing.
what really gets me? When I left him at 3:00, you know, you could see that he was physically exhausted and worn out. Matter of fact, I heard a comment when I was talking to them that he was falling asleep in the car on the way to the hotel.
Hmm.
So I figured he'd get in bed, crash and burn, and that would be it. It's pretty ballsy to assume that Jed would sleep through the
I-
entire night and not wake up and find he wasn't there.
Oh, that's ridiculous. I don't like
I don't
that.
disagree with you.
Because at 10:45, she calls and said, "Is Stefan with you?" And I go, "No."
Yeah.
He said, "Well, he hasn't been here for 25 minutes."
Which
And
means
that's
that she just
probably-
woke
I'm
up
assuming,
25
she
minutes
woke up,
before.
It's been 25 minutes. And he hadn't shown up.
Yeah, I expected him to return, and he never returned.
Yeah.
And then he showed up maybe towards 11:30.
Yeah, but how's that her
It
fault?
was like 11:30.
Yeah.
Now this really, 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 really blows my mind. Obviously, something.
I agree.
I'm afraid to even say it, think it.
And what's that?
There's just too many inconsistencies here, and his behavior is
At least the
indicating
dad's like
something else is going on here. You know,
admitting it.
why would he spend nearly 6 hours driving round trip to go to Northport to the storage unit?
So that he could go hide something or destroy
Well,
something.
Hopefully,
Duh.
hopefully
Is
we
there
may
a
be able to figure
possibility
that
the
out.
body was in Jen's car?
We're trying to figure it out.
Have you asked him?
Yeah.
Jen Soto.
Yeah, we talked to him. So
Oh my
Hey.
God.
I'm inside the building.
let me check on them. Don't wander off too much.
That was
What's that?
I wonder if there's
Pausing the
any.
recording at 10:15. This is surreptitious recording with Mr. Stearns. My name's Corporal Richards. Also 10:12 with me was Corporal Evan Avila and Kissimmee Detective.
Corporal Richards and Corporal Everett Davia. Okay. That was crazy, you guys. I never heard that whole thing. The next one I'm going to do, I don't know, and the next time we get on, I have one. It's stephensterns. Tell me if you guys heard it, though, before I go to bed. I have a long day tomorrow, too. I work 12 hours today and then 12 hours tomorrow. But I said that I was going to come on here. And I always keep my promises. And I wanted to listen to this anyway. Like, I've been thinking about it all day. And I was like, I just want to get to this to see what's going on. And one plunder, true crime. I don't know if you guys could see this. I don't know why it's taking me all over the place. Here we go. Collections. I'm like an old lady. I have to like get to it step by step. I feel like my mom when I make fun of her. But the next audio I'm going to do is this one. Stephensterns' mom and dad think Jen Soto caught Maddie Soto. Made a pact with Stefan. So tell me if you guys heard this. And I'll download it and maybe put some like pictures in front of it to make it a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. And so that I could go
Always a deficit in his budget
forward
for one
by like
reason or another. but
1.5.
Somehow he had expensive toys and what have you. Where the money came for that, he needed it after he arrived here.
So interesting, you
Packages
guys.
would arrive, and I said, "Well, I'm not giving him any money. Where the hell is it, Stephen? It's money I saved." And I'm sitting here going, "Bohica." You know what Bohica is? It's an acronym. Bend over, here it comes again.
Mm-hmm.
And he called me up and said, "Well, I'm short of funds. Can you Zelle me $150? Send him that." But meanwhile,
What a loser.
now he's telling me he's got money in
He's
savings.
38.
I didn't believe.
He has money in
So
savings from
where the
what?
money was coming from, I have no idea. But these packages just kept arriving.
When you would support him, how would you get him money?
That's good to know, PKC.
Okay.
And I paid
He
him,
sells them.
Juan charged Jen rent, and then in November of 2022, the reason why I know that because I looked it up the other day. I said, how far back have I been paying rent there? But he started charging Stefan rent, even though he was sharing a room with Jen. And then they decided that they weren't going to be in a relationship anymore, and he took over a full room, and now I had to pay $600. And
He
so
tells us
this
exactly
just
what
kept
it is.
escalating. He wasn't taking care of his car.
$600.
Waiting for that shoe to drop. So finally, I said, I can't afford you to live there anymore, and I moved him back here. And I thought we had hoped that the year that he had spent at Disney, that he had matured and was now, accepting responsibility and had a disciplined routine, and that I could bring him back here and help him maybe develop into something with a better career path than working for Disney forever and not getting anywhere, because at $30,000 a year, he couldn't support himself if he wanted to live on his own.
Right.
And
That's fucked up.
That turned out to be a huge disappointment, because he fell right back into his same MO. Lock himself.
What do you
in
guys
his
think
room,
about that?
wouldn't help us around the house, and we were like on eggshells, because when he was here, it was always tension because of his sleep disorder, and the dogs obviously are not
Sleep disorder.
Right.
And they
He does
have
not
a
have
routine,
sleep
we have
disorder.
a routine, so we let him out in the evening, and it's a chaos with
Oh my God, you guys, his dad said
But
routines.
most of the time they're
That's the same thing Stefan says, right? Remember last night, Stefan's was like, I was there to make sure Maddie did her routines.
they're quiet, but again,
Hi, honey.
didn't want to
Hi,
flare up.
hi, Bella.
So
Oh,
when
Texas
when it would
Rangers
disturb him
here.
with the dogs, was that during the daytime, or was him trying to sleep at night?
Oh, it could be any time.
Oh, okay.
If anybody comes to the door,
This is crazy.
get a package, a rat farts in the yard.
Who says that?
I
So
have
if he's sleeping during the day,
You guys, hold up. Has anybody ever said a rat farts in a yard? Like, really? Who says that?
Was
No.
him trying to sleep at night?
it could be any time.
Oh, okay.
If anybody comes to the door, get a package, a rat farts in the yard. Doesn't matter if they hear it. I
So
have
if
a-
he's sleeping during the day and we're doing our daily routine, there's going to be distraction.
I know,
If come in the house
Dexter.
and go, hey, I'm home. They'd be a lot more.
Right.
So, but I would just hope that he was soundly sleeping, and that he would just sleep through it. But occasionally you would hear a bark out from him.
Or if he had his headphones on.
So
Loser.
when you said you brought him back in December, do you remember when first part of December, end of December?
Oh my God, I'm gonna start getting addicted to this.
Because I was trying to get him out of there. I thought it was the end of November. It could have been at the very end of November or the very first part of December, because I didn't want to owe Juan another month's rent. I wanted him out of there.
Fact.
But did he mention if they were
I can't say
split
I
up
blame
at that
him.
time, or if they were still?
Well, they were supposed to be officially broken up. And
Did he ever say why they broke up?
They just
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
yes and no. I mean, Jen told me as recently as last week, she didn't want him as a partner. She realized that he was not going to be a good partner, but I assumed that they both recognized that they wanted to go their separate ways. And I would say that occurred several months before, because there was one time he mentioned he was socializing with somebody at Disney, and that didn't go over well or something. She didn't like that. So
So I told him, we both told him he would never get into a healthy relationship until he got away from her, because what are you going to do? You're renting a room, you're going to bring a new woman into your room with your ex in the next room?
Okay, that's kind of facts, but
Did this ever happen within the last 7 years? Did they break up and get back together and that sort of thing, or?
I don't think so.
I seem to recollect that there might have been a pause in that relationship, maybe to the extent of how
he recollects.
maybe became more social than
I can't help
relationship
myself.
type of thing. But again, clueless as to exactly the extent of how involved the relationship really was. I mean, I always thought it was just good friends and sex with benefit type of thing. But I don't know how committed they were to one another.
And that was going on all the way up until December.
Well, actually,
You think?
before December, because like I said, when he went into the room on his own, that basically was probably the time that the relationship ended. So,
Do you remember when that was? You said November?
Yeah, I'm gonna try it. Let's see. He left in December, maybe 3 or 4 months before he pulled out of there. I think I only paid 3 or 4 months, 600, maybe 3 months. I'd have to look it up.
Do you know if when he came back here in December, was he ever making trips back to Kissimmee at all?
There was, I think 3 occasions he went back. This last trip with when all this stuff happened, a trip before that, and then he went back for Thanksgiving, or he was there for Thanksgiving. So
Thanksgiving and Christmas.
yeah, so he wasn't.
I feel
invited
like
to the
every
family
time it
events,
gets longer and longer.
But he was there at that time.
Okay. I'm assuming just visiting Jen, or was he visiting other people?
He was visiting Jim.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I wouldn't know who else he would be associated with at that time.
Okay.
I don't think he had any relationships outside of Jen. Maybe I think there was a time or two. He
I
mentioned
think
that
they
he was
mean
going to go out
Maddie.
with some cast members after work, But-
Bear was one of them.
but that's the only time.
Has he ever lived in Kissimmee prior to meeting Jen?
No.
No. Okay. Always here in Northport, or has he lived out
Well, we
elsewhere?
moved here.
Windermere.
We moved here in May of 2020, so it was always at our home there, or he lived here. And then we
Okay.
finally got him out of here, and there was an opportunity for him to go live in Kissimmee.
But with Jen is when he went to Kissimmee.
Yeah, not on his own.
They were both supposed to be working at Disney together, but she can't keep a job
Do you know why?
because of the bipolar.
Well,
She doesn't.
That's fucked up.
Doesn't want to lose her state benefits.
but depending on the type of
Oh,
work,
I
she
agree.
had back issues or something, so she couldn't do physical things. And now she did have a job as a concierge that didn't require any pressure or stress on her back or something. But there was always something that prevented her from working. Couldn't do dog sitting or whatever.
Oh my
Whatever
God, look
job
at
it was, it
Stephen.
lasted no more than 2 weeks, and then she.
Oh my God, Stephen didn't have a job either.
Thinking, oh my God, save the world.
Well, then she was
Oh
gonna
my
get into graphic
God.
design.
Oh yeah.
Dad bought her an Apple computer thinking she was going to take these classes or online, and that didn't last long either.
And you're hearing this from
From her.
Stephen? Oh, from both of them. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. The other thing that we're basically telling you is a lot of it's hearsay from what we were told. We didn't physically observe this, any of this stuff. Very, very little interaction with them. When they were here, they were either in Stephen's room. Maddie always slept with Debbie, but Maddie floated around here, played with the dogs, did things little girls do, what have you.
We did some arts and crafts together.
You were teaching her knitting,
Crocheting.
yeah.
So that was going to be my next question. So Jen and Maddie and Stephen came here to visit
Yeah.
at some point, or a few times maybe.
Yeah. But if he was here, living here, she would actually come down.
Okay.
But again, very few trips. The last trip we saw them was we didn't see him, but I think we saw them early 2023, and then maybe for Thanksgiving 2022.
Okay. And then when they were here, you're saying Stephen and Jen would sleep in or would hang out in Stephen's room, and then Maddie would sleep with you. Or be
Do
with
you guys think that the mom and dad
why?
get
Why is
the
that?
hint yet?
Number one, he's
What
a
he's
slob.
getting at?
Number two, he only has
Oh,
a
he's a
good sized
slob.
bed.
Okay.
Wait,
And
what?
number three, I didn't think it was a healthy environment. And they were going to have her sleeping on the floor, on a sleeping bag. And I said, I have a king size bed. I sleep on 36 inches of it. There's a whole side of a bed. Why can't she be comfortable? So I just insisted that she come in with me, and I had the dogs with me. So if she got up, what Jen used to tell me was, she would wake up in the middle of the night, she'd come and climb in bed with them. I said, well, you're gonna have the dogs here. If you get
Are they
out,
really
you're
gonna blame Maddie?
you're gonna rouse the dogs up.
I got you. Did they ever talk about their sleeping arrangements at their house in Kissimmee?
Just what I just told you, that if she had a bad dream or something, she would come in, and I told her as Maddie got older, because we've known Maddie for 7 years, we watched her grow up. I mean,
That's great insight, actually.
it's very hard, but she cute, sweet girl she was, but then she started, in the last year, she started showing signs of
Don't do
bipolar
it.
as well.
She did it.
And Jen was horrified by that. They were butting heads like two rams. They were fighting all the time. And they're presenting a very different family dynamic than what they told us was going on.
And you witnessed them butting heads, or
Wow.
No, I would be on the phone with Steph and I would hear them going at each
This is
other.
the pot
that night,
calling the
but
kettle
that's,
black.
You know, and I would say, what's going on? Well, Maddie and Jenny are at it again, you know, and I gotta go break this up. So,
Oh my God, you guys.
but I just put,
He wasn't the peacekeeper. Oh my God. This is what we call a pedophile love bomb. Okay. So, oh my God, this drives me crazy. So, Stefan love bombs in the sense it's different than with like DV, because with DV, you love bomb with like, oh, I love you, stuff like that. In this sense, he love bombs by being the perfect stepdad to come and save the day. He's going to go help break it up between Jenny and Maddie. And Mom, I have to go. Let me go break it up. And I'm like, oh my God, this drives me bananas. I don't remember hearing this one either. I think like PKC, I seen all the ones that had video, and I assumed when I showed these that they were video, or I would have prepared something to overlay it. So I am like jaw dropped and a little bit addicted, and I have such a long day tomorrow, but I'm gonna thug this out for a little bit more.
that down to puberty. She went to puberty. She started puberty at 11.
right?
It's hormones in the meat, but anyhow, she developed quickly, became pretty precocious, and other than that, I don't think she had a lot of friends at school. I don't think that she was a very social person. She had been, if you remember, Stephen and Jim both told us that after she began developing physically, that there were some boys at school last year that would push her up against the wall and grab a feel and bully her. And they were having a hard time with the school getting it stopped.
But anyway, when they visited here,
What the
we were
F
out
just
here,
happened?
We were watching movies together, but at
Did
Kansas
any
City
of you
time,
guys know any of
she was
that?
definitely in Deb's room.
Any time where either Jen and Maddie would be sleeping in that room without Stefan, or okay, so the only person that would separate from them would be Maddie when she was sleeping with you.
And like I say, she was always floating around because, you know, she was bored. Looking for something
And
to do.
before that, as you see the holes, we had a TV there. We didn't have one in my room that was big, very big, but we moved that one. So I would sit out here with Maddie when they were in there, and we watched.
I'm gonna try and stop it in a couple of minutes because I'm getting tired.
Do you know if Maddie or Jen, when they were
I like can't
here,
help
were they
it. I'm like
taking-
addicted.
Did they take medicine at night or anything like that you know of?
No, they.
Or did Stefan take any? Has he been prescribed any medication?
He has been prescribed an anti-anxiety medication and a ADHD medication. He's got Adderall and something clomidine, some for sleeping. I don't know what the first part of it is, but
Really didn't know his medical routines at all, hers or Jen's, other than the fact
There goes that word again.
she was always changing medications.
she was, I think, taking medication for depressant and anxiety and bipolar.
Why does it
I don't
matter?
know anything beyond that.
She had a prescription for
I don't like that.
medical marijuana.
Medical marijuana.
So she vaped all the time and
So what?
shared it with Stephen. I wouldn't allow it in my house. I don't like the
Oh
smell of it.
my God.
I said, if you're gonna do that, you have to be outside.
What do you guys think of that?
In here.
Now, after Stefan moved back here in December and he made the trips back to Kissimmee, would he drive the silver car? Your
No, that's
car?
the first time he ever drove that.
No,
So
no. He drove the silver car
Oh, that's
because
right.
his car was in dire need of servicing. So I said, last thing I wanted to do is go 2 hours north and be stranded. Now I'm dealing with a disabled car. So
Oh, at least his dad
I knew
knows
that
that.
car was up in maintenance, so I let him drive that car.
Wow.
What's wrong with his car?
It's 1,000 miles over service. The brake jobs need to be done. He hasn't taken care of that car at all. It's probably going to need about $2,000 to $3,000 worth of repair on it, I'm sure. If I take it,
if I take it in, I'm sure it's gonna be $2,000 to $3,000.
And that's
AC
going to
was
be his
connecting up high.
responsibility
But, you know,
because
I
Stefan's not
didn't
doing
trust
it.
it for long trips. If he was just commuting to,
Wow.
if he was in Kissimmee commuting to Disney, that's one thing, but not long trips. Matter of fact, I had him tow it down here. Not drive.
No wonder why he couldn't grow up.
So is it safe
I
to
have to
say
remember
this
this
last
part
time he came
to
and
do
then
a
maybe
video.
Thanksgiving or Christmas is when he took the silver car, or
Right?
Thanksgiving?
So this last time,
I hear you.
then
Routine mate.
he made it. When he came down here, he made a trip. When he first got down here, he made another trip back to get more stuff.
Okay.
So that was one trip, and then there was a trip in between. I guess he went up for Christmas, because I think he was here for Thanksgiving. And then there was this most recent trip. So as far as I know, I think it was just 3 trips.
Now, when he would come back from there, would he have like loads of stuff? Like, I don't want to say furniture because the word
It would just be leftover stuff that, for whatever reason, he had a 10-foot truck, and just the front end of it and all of the back was available.
So he rented a moving truck to grab.
I rented it.
Oh, okay.
It was more truck than he needed, and why he didn't get everything he had was ridiculous, because basically Dane came down to his typical modus operandi. He waited till the last minute, and then didn't have enough time to put stuff up there or whatever, but he didn't bring everything back with him.
Got it. Did he say why he didn't grab his stuff?
He didn't have to. Well, basically, if he did,
Wow.
he didn't have enough time. It's like bullshit. He had weeks to plan for this. I kept on him about that. He's completely opposite me. I start to organize stuff and get stuff done, not wait till the last minute. But he waited until the last minute. Very frustrating.
Right.
How long was he in Kissimmee when he made these trips?
Well, he stayed up there.
What a winner this guy
He was
is.
up there for the day. Maybe he stayed up there a day or two.
Usually. 2 nights, 3
No
days.
rush to get back. No urgency to come back.
This
Wow.
last time he went up here, or to Kissimmee, did he say why he was going to Kissimmee?
Her birthday.
Her birthday. Okay. Did he say he was invited to a party or anything like that? Or
I think he
Maddie
was
called and
asked
him to
to
please
come.
come.
and you heard?
They just said because Maddie called and asked them to
And
come.
yeah, do you remember when that was?
That's
I
kind
know
of
she had a
fucked
party on
up.
Sunday. Do you know
Was
when?
it Saturday
I guess,
or was it?
to make sure he was coming.
Something odd on Saturday.
Let's listen
I
in.
don't know if was the invite on Saturday? Or did he just say Sunday, I'm going to Kissimmee?
No, but I knew the week before because I found
Okay.
the gifts for Maddie.
Okay. He seemed to be very upset. Matter of fact, he came to me and said, "Do you have any anxiety medication?" I go, "No, sorry, don't have anything like that. Everything I have is for diabetes or heart." And then
Who asked that?
to Debbie, I don't have any. And then he came back and said, "Well, I found some 4-year-old stuff." I said, "Oh, okay." But he was suffering from high anxiety, man. I don't know what he was stressed out about.
When was this?
Wow.
Sometime in the evening. I don't know.
Wow, that was Saturday.
Or
Saturday.
days prior to that?
Saturday.
Okay.
And then he's making, and then I guess the medication worked, and again he looked like he was like very stressed out.
Have you ever seen him like that before?
Yes, when he was very stressed out. And it was like better tiptoe, not sure if he's going to blow up or not. He seemed like he was calm enough, but I didn't know if anything could trigger him or not.
Did it seem like he was more in fear of something, or?
Oh my God, he
scared
should have
of
asked,
something,
when
or
does he
just-
usually get triggered?
It was a different, other than being really upset about something. He looked like he was stressed out over something, and obviously he never shared any of his feelings with us. And I had no idea it was stressing him out, but something really had him upset.
Angry, upset, or just not that type of upset?
Not angry, upset, but
Okay.
just something worrisome. just seemed like there was something that was really preying on him. And it was
Wow.
not
What do you
setting
guys
well.
think? I know what I think.
And that's when he told you guys he was going to Kissimmee, or did he tell mom prior to that?
Well, he was making plans to go to Kissimmee, and and I don't know exactly when this happened, whether he told me on Saturday, but I knew he was leaving Sunday because we talked about the expense of that trip. And he said, well, Jen's going to pay for the trip, because I was done paying for this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, well, Jen's going to pay for it. I said, well, go down and fill up the car, and I'll take care of that. That would be enough gas.
No,
for
she
him
wasn't. They
to
were
get up
probably
and get
going to,
back.
he was probably going to
That's all
steal
he was
Maddie's
gonna do.
friggin' birthday money.
And so I'm assuming that the plans were submitted on Saturday, but you're telling me that you knew about it a week in advance, and maybe he started planning that a week in advance, but I wasn't aware of it until the last minute.
Mm-hmm. But he didn't have this fearful reaction earlier that week. It was just that Saturday.
Yeah.
Did he say how long he planned on staying in Kissimmee?
A week.
A week.
Yeah. I was planning for.
What do you guys think it was
to be gone for a week, because we were.
What do you think
welcoming
that it really was? And what do you think his parents thought he was stressed about?
What do you buy her as a gift? You said you got her a gift?
I had ordered something, and they looked marvelous, but then I got it, and I think this is really probably too juvenile for me to wear. It's called Mermaid's Beads, and it's made out of sea glass, and it was a dual color bracelet, and they had the stud earrings and the same thing, and they were kind of opalescent. So they're really neat. It's by
Which part did you miss?
It's mermaid tears. But
I'll go back.
It's made out of sea.
Gift? You said you got her a gift?
A week.
Yeah. I was planning for.
Mm-hmm. But he didn't have this fearful reaction earlier that week. It was just
Yes,
that
I
Saturday.
agree.
Yeah.
Did he say how long he planned on staying in Kissimmee?
A week.
A week.
Yeah, I was planning for. We were planning on him to be gone for a week, because we were welcoming the break.
Mm-hmm.
He was welcoming the break.
What
I
do you
bet he
buy her as a
was.
gift? You said you got her a gift?
Okay. My question was, the dad is saying that Stephen was so nervous on Saturday that he asked the dad if he had any anxiety medication, right? Then the dad says no, that he only has stuff for blood pressure. But then Stephen comes out and tells the dad that he found 4-year-old anxiety medicine. And then the dad says that it like knocked him out, but he was very, very anxious on Saturday. And Sunday is the day that Stephen goes down. And apparently Maddie was stressed on Saturday too. And the mom just said that Maddie kept calling to make sure that he was coming. So what do you think the parents think he was so stressed out about? And what do you think that it really is? I think that it's obviously, well, not obviously, but to me, it's obvious that Maddie probably thinks she's pregnant, even if she's not, right? And wow. Because I remember there's this thing about this coin that they found on Maddie and his text messages. I don't know if you guys saw this yet, but it's like a mom and a dad coin. So on the one side, it says like daddy's turn, and on the other side, it says mommy's turn. So a lot of people were like trying to give like, like what if it was like because she says to Stephen, Maddie does. She sends him a picture and says, oh my God, we need to get this. You need to get this for us. And then sends a follow-up, something again like, please get this for us. So I think even if she was not pregnant, that she might have thought she was pregnant. And I think we're going to find out, unfortunately, that he groomed Maddie and he groomed Jen. And this is so gross. I think we're going to find there was 1,500 pictures. So that dates all the way back from the beginning, from when they met. So it didn't take him very long to figure out that he can manipulate and groom them. And I, in my opinion, feel like we're going to find out that Maddie thought that they were in love. However, pedophiles sexual preference are children. So now from last night's audio and now tonight's audio, I just got, I'm pulling it together, and it seems like she just started to menstruate. Now, his mom says that she started to change at 11, but in another one, Stefan says that she just started to like menstruate. But this is the thing, both things could be true. So she just turned 13, right? So even if she did start to like look different at the end of 11, that's not abnormal because you get your secondary sex characteristics first. So you get your boobs and your hips and all those things first, and then you get your menstrual cycle last. So monarchy, or the menstrual cycle, is what marks puberty for girls. So I wonder if Maddie aged out for him, and the number one cause of homicide for pregnant women in the United States. I mean, the number one cause of death for pregnant women in the United States is homicide. I'll say that again because I fucked it up the first time. The number one cause of homicide amongst pregnant women what the motherfucker, you guys, I am so tired. I think I need to go to bed. The number one cause of death amongst pregnant women in the United States is homicide. That's horrifying. So there could be a chance that both things could be true there too, that she aged out and he could have thought, oh my God, what if she's pregnant? Because in Florida, if you are found guilty of pedophilia with a child 12 and under, you're eligible for so obviously he doesn't want that, right? Too bad, Stefan. I hope you fucking swim with the fishes. I should get my fucking Uncle Frankie after his fucking ass. Get him a pair of cement shoes. Just cut right to the chase. I'm just kidding. Oh my God, you guys, this is so horrible. But I feel like his parents are trying to this is the thing. So I'm going to wind up doing a video on the psychology of all this. And I do have a specialization in marriage and family therapy. So after I got my master's, I wasn't ready to blossom out there yet. I was still 23. So I continued to go to school and I got a specialization. So I have a 63 credit master's in counseling psychology. I also have a doctorate, but I have a doctorate of educational leadership and higher education. So anyway, this is crazy. Wait, he's probably going to get it anyway now. Oh, he wasn't invited to the party, PKC says. So you're right. He wasn't invited to the party. And they asked Stefan's parents about that. Or no, I'm sorry. Stefan's parents asked Stefan about it. I have the phone call too. I have all of these audios and stuff that I have not heard this. So I'm surprised because I genuinely thought that I heard everything. I'm such a nerd, you guys. This is just my stephensterns file. I just dropped my microphone. Sorry about that. I'm way tired. It's like God telling me to just hang the motherfucker. He only got charges because of the images, right? What about what about the fact that he had a sex kit type thing? And one of the things that are in the photos that I have of the crime scene is, I didn't look it up yet, but I have a feeling that it's not anything fucking nice, but it's called a fleshlight. So not a flashlight, a fleshlight. That makes me want to vomit. And when they went in there, oh no, I mean the investigative kit of the body. Ooh. I guess they would find out through that, right? But even if even if this occurred, because this was ongoing, I do think that, well, there's obviously evidence that this is that they have the right person, because They had pictures. There's 1,500 pictures just in his Google Drive of Maddie over the past 7 years. So he's like going down for that. Then I have a jailhouse audio that I did listen to. It's like a 15-minute audio with his parents. And I don't know if you guys heard that either, but he literally says in the audio, in the call, he goes, oh, what does he say exactly? He said, the dad asks him about like what happened. And he said that, no, there's no reason why it should have happened. Like I didn't plan for anything to happen. Like we were like meant to have we were set. That's what he said. We were set to have a good weekend or a good week together. And then he says at one part, I forget exactly what the dad asked, but he literally says that he didn't start it. And the dad said, yeah, but you participated in it. And he said, yeah, but I didn't start it. So from what you know so far is that those charges are different from what he did to the body before hand bottling, etc. Wait, what did he do to the body? To the boy. Wait, hold on. From what I know, this is how tired I am. Those charges are different from what he did to the body before hand bottling fluids, etc. Dude, all I know is that he has, I think it's like 40 something. I got what you meant. He's got like 40 something charges against him, and on top of him taking her life. So I don't know why he didn't just like plead guilty and like save his life, because Florida is like the only state that you could get the penalty for essaying a kid 12 and under, and they have plenty of pictures that he was doing that from 12 and under. But I have the longest day of work tomorrow. I will note that we are at 1 hour and 16 minutes left, so we will pick up with that. I'll definitely try to do this again tomorrow. So exactly if he did essay beforehand. All right, let's see what he said. Where be evidence for that? So what my question is, what is the motivation? I think that she might have been pregnant or not been pregnant. I don't know that she would have been pregnant. I think that she thought she might have been pregnant. So that doesn't mean that she really was. Perception's reality, even if it's not real. So that could have scared him into thinking like, oh no, I have to get rid of this, like the whole problem. And I think she was getting older. I think she was like either growing out of age for him, because a pedophile is sexually attracted to prepubescent children. So once you hit puberty, you like age out for them. Unfortunately, it is what it's the facts. They're horrible facts. So I don't know. It could be a few different things. For all we know, it could have been not an accident, but like an accident in the sense of where he like gave her too much medicine and she like died that way. Or no, actually I'm wrong, because I also have, I just read this earlier. I have something about her autopsy that says, what's assumption? Ask me, because I don't want to get anything wrong and I am so tired. So I could have assumed something, and I want to make sure that I don't spread misinformation. So please correct me, whatever I said, because I probably just said it wrong or misspoke. But I do have like a lot of stuff, you guys. Like I have like all these documents and stuff. And there's like the evidence is clear that Stephen did this. There's one audio of Stephen's dad talking to the cops again. And the dad tries to ask about Jen and says like, and the cops literally tell him that, no, we have Jen. Like we looked through Jen's phone and we downloaded Stephen's phone, and there are 0 pictures on Maddie's phone or Jen's phone, but there was 1,500 of just Maddie on Stephen's phone. And then there was 35,000 on another hard drive of other children. And the officer said that there was so much that it would be impossible for them to go through and try to identify each one of those children in the pictures. That's horrible. So it says, motivation. So, well, if you had the counter, then yes, but we don't know what the nature of those images were, because if she was oh, I'm not saying she definitely, like, let's say she wasn't pregnant. I was just, guess what? I am so glad you brought this up, because I am like just exhausted. Let me be honest. I probably have no business still being on here. Jamie, the chick from Philly, Italian loudmouth chick, says, I have a feeling Maddie thought, not was, but thought she might have been pregnant, because I also have an interview of the cops talking to her friend, and her friend said that she didn't get her period in February at the same time that she did, and that they usually get it, they got it the month before or whatever, around the same time. So it could have been stress. It could have just been, their little bodies changing, you know what I mean? Hormones. So it could have just been late. But what if what if it went through her mind that, like, oh my gosh, Stefan, what if, da da da? And coulda, woulda, shoulda. You're absolutely right. That's why I said just Jamie that's like tired. That's what I'm thinking. The professional Jamie says we can't assume shit because we didn't see it. However, I have the audio of the cop saying, and it might even be in this, where the cops say that there's 1,500 pictures of him like essaying Maddie. So that's enough evidence for me. Right? Isn't that enough evidence for you? And it's over 7 years. That's a long time. Like, that's just horrifying. So whether the Jamie that's tired and speculating if that story would be correct or not, that's besides the point. I definitely am not speculating as a professional. So I definitely have to make sure that if I ever do that I don't forget to like mention that. So I'm actually glad that you said that. But image is not physical encounter. Oh wait, you don't think Stefan did this? Really? Who else could have? I don't know. These were like backed up in his Google Drive. You think he was, wait. Who, what? You think Stefan's innocent? Oh, you think he did it? Oh my God, I almost just had a heart attack. I was like, cuz I know I'm fucking tired, but I ain't that tired. Okay, so we're on the same page. I do too. But I'm just saying, no images should be okay. And when we listen to the audio between Jen and the cops, they literally tell her that this picture is a picture of his thing in Maddie's mouth. And I also have the picture, like in the evidence of Maddie's math book. And there's a formula for pi, and like another math formula, and then a drawing of picture being at the gynecologist with your legs in the stirrups, and you're the gynecologist looking straight ahead. That was like the point of reference that the picture was drawn. And in like off on the end in the peripheral was a penis. And then there was another picture drawn of a man standing there naked and a girl on her knees performing oral sex. So, and that was kept at school. And I can't believe the school or nobody caught that at school. But I mean, I guess things slip through the cracks, but that's no excuse. It's not okay. That is how we figure out the motivation. It was because of this. Oh, yes, a lot motherfucking happened, but I think I need to be well rested to get into it. I have done so much research for this case so far, and this is nothing. I have an entire pink folder over here, but I'm afraid that if I lift it up, I'm going to drop it because I'm that tired. But I'm going to get into it, and I hope you join me. Hopefully next time. Tonight I went live very sporadically. Hopefully next time I put up a thumbnail, so hopefully you hit the notifications, and I'm going, as soon as we hang up, I don't care how tired I am, I'm going to go to your channel. I promised I would. And I'm going to go subscribe. And anybody else that has a channel, please let me know because I want to subscribe to your channel too. I want to support each other. So please let me know in the comments if you have a channel so that I can make sure I go over and subscribe to you as well. But I'm going to end it here because I'm literally going to fall asleep. I wish you all a beautiful night and hopefully I will see you tomorrow. Wait, let's see what this says real quick. Strangulation was the cause of death. Yes, that's what I was going to say. Thank you for reminding me of that. So I do have the wait real quick. Let me be frank with you. The motivation because it could control perhaps victims of. Oh, he is a motherfucking predator. Jamie from the block and Professor Vona from the motherfucking block think so. Dr. Vona from the block's going to regret that I just said that tomorrow. But I do have the receipts, let me be frank with you. And I'm willing to share whatever I have. So let me know. I put my email in the chat. It's just my name, Jamie Vona, JAIMEVONA @gmail. Thank you, all of you. And I have so much information on this case. And again, my reason for pressing through this tonight too was because, yeah, send me an email. So tomorrow I work a 12-hour shift. On Thursday, I get done at 3:45 and then I'm off until Monday. So I'll have a ton of time. Please send me Coburger stuff. I would love to see that and to get insight. You guys, can I tell you something real quick? Let me be frank with you real quick, you guys. How crazy is it that last night I did a live on Kohlberger and found out that he and I both had an eating disorder and we both went to the exact same eating disorder hospital and had the exact same eating disorder doctor. Okay. Oh, you already sent it. That's how tired I am. I didn't even say it yet. I apologize about that. But how crazy is that I just said? Okay. So I clearly be an anorexia, so we're good over here. But, oh, truth, you motherfucker. Why did you just tell me you're on now? Of course, I'm so tired. I'm about to fall asleep. Oh, you make pretty cuts. You're my favorite. I am going to go get some rest. Truth, I wish you were here. I should have texted you. I'll text you next time. That's my girlfriend, y'all. She makes pretty cuts. But I am definitely exhausted, and now I'm starting to say really stupid stuff. So, hopefully you guys will watch the replay because, we listened to some of the videos. I know, truth. I am bananas tired right now. And I have to work 12 hours tomorrow too. So I'm going to go to sleep so that I don't sleep through it. But I love you guys dearly. And I'm so happy that you got on here tonight. I wish I would have just texted you. He was, was he discussed? Was who discussed? Brian or Stefan? We listened to Stefan's parents tonight. We're going to do Brian tomorrow, I think. If I don't die during work. Hopefully I make it home alive. But if I do, we're good because I only teach on Thursday from 1 to 3:45. So I could sleep in. So we could do Idaho tomorrow night. So everybody look out for that. Truth, look out for that because I'm going to need you. I'm going to need my girlfriend. All right, you guys, I love you. Mwah. Good night.